So what are we looking at? July. Are we looking at July this month?
Yeah, we are, but I've got something really exciting I want to share with you guys that's just been announced. This is jumping way ahead to October, but it's just so exciting, I just can't contain myself. There's a Steven Spielberg box set that's coming October 14th. It's Blu Ray, of course. And there's some interesting titles in here you guys might be interested to know about. Some of these have never appeared on Blu Ray before. They're going to offer, the thing is a little expensive. It's $200 retail for only 8 films, but I think there's pre-order for $139 or something of that nature on Amazon. But in the box they have Duel, The Sugarland Express, and 1941, none of which have been issued previously on Blu-ray, and I'm interested to see all of those. And 1941 particularly needs a better transfer because it's really, what they did to it on DVD was just horrific. They just slapped a Laserdisc transfer over on the DVD, and it just really looks bad. And, you know, I know that movie is flawed, but it has some great moments in there for me anyway.
It's visually brilliant, you know.
Yes.
Visually, it's
not that bad.
Incredible. It's a great movie.
I bought the director's cut on VHS in, I think, 98, and a friend of mine was like, well, did you get anything new out of it? I said, dude, it's Belushi. I mean, forget everything else. Forget everything else. It's Belushi. I'll take whatever Belushi I can. Take whatever Belushi I can get.
I think they underused Belushi in it a little bit, but
underused. They oversold him, but they underused him.
Yeah, that's true. They oversold him and underused him. But it's everybody in it. I think that movie is great. Great movie.
That movie, if you really think about it, that's his mad world. If you really think about it, that's really
I'd like to ask somebody who doesn't like that film, why is it you don't like it? Like, what is it about it you don't like?
For me,
that's a great point.
No, anybody. Like anybody who doesn't like the movie, what is it that you don't? What would it be? You know, because it's funny.
Well, I think that people that don't like it don't. I think it's one of those things where they probably don't like what the movie is. They probably don't like that it's grandiose and it's like no holds barred and it's like throw in everything but the kitchen sink. But that's the way the movie was devised. So it wasn't devised to be a film of discipline.
Yeah, or of subtlety.
Yeah.
It's not a subtle movie.
Let's be very honest. Michael Bay would have made that film today. All right, that has, like you said, everything but the kitchen sink. I mean, that's a Michael Bay film, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he probably has, you know,
the kitchen sink would be in it if Michael Bay directed it, and it would turn into a
You know who else probably loves that film? Richard Kelly loves that film.
If Michael Bay had done it, it probably would have been done as a serious movie, not as a comedy. So that would have been the big mistake. It'd be like, what? They're taking this seriously? Why? Yeah,
okay,
that would
Adam,
be the big difference.
So those three movies are on the set, and what else?
Oh yeah, it's also got E.T. Some of these have already appeared though. E.T. of course, Always, Jurassic Park, and The Lost World. So all these are Universal titles.
That's an unusual.
So you're paying $25 for Always?
I know, really.
But Audrey Hepburn is in Always, so it can't be all that bad.
Well, if the money goes to UNICEF, then yeah, I could see that. But,
yeah.
I'd rather the money went to me, but okay.
Well, I think it's worth it for Duel, Sugarland Express, and 1941, if nothing else. I think, those three are
but when I read this announcement, I just thought it was so odd, the collection of films. So Jurassic Park and The Lost World, the Jurassic Park and The Lost World is in the set, too. Because if you think about the expanse of Spielberg's career with Universal, it seems like a pretty limited film selection in this box set.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they didn't go kind of bigger with it.
Yeah, it is. It feels weird. It feels like I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would pay $169 for those 3 titles. You know,
I wouldn't pay for it. I hope someone would buy it for me, but I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah, I don't think that I would. I think I would just wait until. I mean, certainly, eventually, 1941 will come out on its own. Because that's really the one that I would want out of the whole thing.
Well, they're saying now
Go ahead.
I was just going to say they're saying now there's not going to be any standalone releases. Of course, they've said that before, but that is what they're saying at the moment. So I don't know, but anyway.
Of course they wouldn't say anything else. I mean, because
they don't want to destroy the sales potential of this. I mean, the problem.
That's true.
But
okay, so what's coming out this month?
All right. Well, we have some interesting titles, that's for sure. We've got Cry Baby, the John Waters 1990. Which I think still holds up. I don't know about you guys. I watched that not too long ago. That's another one I exposed my kids to, and we enjoyed it. It was kind of fun, actually.
I like how you say exposed. I exposed my child to.
But that's an important film because he's still the only movie I don't like by John Waters is Cecil B. Demented. I like A Dirty Shame. I like Pecker. I like Serial Mom. I like this one, Cry Baby. The only
Jerry,
one I
just say I like Pecker again, please. So I
love Pecker. I love Pecker. Me and Dean love Pecker. But I think Cecil B. Demented is just a huge misfire. But otherwise, Cry Baby is important because it shows us a side of Johnny Depp we didn't know existed. You know, I mean, let's be very honest. You know, John Waters is a very pivotal figure in making Johnny Depp this universal global star.
I don't know. Is he? I mean, like that was not a hit movie. So
no, it's not a hit movie, but it showed though that he could act outside of this, 21 Jump Street thing. It showed that there was something there. Tim Burton.
Well, I mean, I would. Okay, the reason I'm putting up an argument is because I don't like that movie. I think that movie's kind of terrible.
Were you run out of town for that movie? Were you not allowed to be one of the investors? I mean, were you kicked out of the theater?
No, it didn't have anything to do with that. I just thought it was a terrible movie. It was I didn't think that it was funny. I thought it relied on the same jokes over and over again. Like like that hatchet face woman. I can't remember her name.
Like a Transformers movie.
Character. The hatchet face. You know who I'm talking about, Adam? Hatchet face.
Yeah. I can't think of the actor's name, but
they tended to rely on that character and on Iggy Pop's character for a lot of the laughs because those were the two sort of.
Forget.
They were the weirdest characters in it.
Forget who is the main draw of this movie?
I mean,
Johnny Depp, of course.
Johnny Depp, obviously.
No, Tracy Lords. Where the fuck you guys?
Actually, you know who's great in it? Who's hot? Who's extremely beautiful and wonderful in it is Amy Locane. I thought she was the only person in the film that I thought was really interesting and different. But I just didn't think that the movie was funny, like on that level of Hairspray and even Pink Flamingos and Female Trouble and.
Well, it's not going to be on that level. But remember, this is
John Waters that's been scrubbed clean a little bit, and
this is John Waters for a kinder, gentler nation.
Yes. That's my problem with it.
Isn't that exactly the John Waters that we all want?
That's my problem with it. Is that it's scrubbed too clean, and it's just not funny.
But I think it does point. It's something that he touched the surface with Johnny Depp, and then Tim Burton was able to really go even further.
Well, I mean, didn't Edward Scissorhands predate Cry Baby?
No,
I'm not sure.
No. Edward Scissorhands was after.
First. Yeah, Edward Scissorhands came out at the tail of 1990, tail end. I think December.
What it did show was that Johnny Depp wasn't going to be the matinee idol kind of actor that 21 Jump Street led you to believe. That he had quirkier ambitions.
Okay. I could go with that.
Outset. That's what I get from Cry Baby. That's its importance, I think, as far as Johnny Depp is concerned. I mean.
Well, this is the director's cut, which is the one that I saw, and I don't know if that makes any difference. I wasn't crazy about it when I saw it initially, but seeing the director's cut, I don't know. I kind of dug it after all these years. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me, but
no, it's one of those kinds of
I haven't seen it since it came out, so it has been 22 years.
John Waters and Barry Levinson for the longest time for me, because I'm from Maryland, we have to I have to stand behind these guys because they're from Maryland. So I mean, Right. You know, they give us hope.
Mm-hmm.
They give us hope. What that means today, I have no idea.
Need all the hope we can get. So.
Yeah, exactly. But
so what else,
that's
Adam?
why I champion that.
Well, we've got some other interesting titles here that you guys may remember, and one of these will take you back to the early days of HBO. These actually all came out July 1st, but one of them is The Final Terror. Does anybody remember that one from 1981? Has Daryl Hannah and Rachel Roberts in that one. That was
The Final Terror?
Yeah. It's a release.
I don't know it, but it could be about, like, you know, my dad always said that about my birth. But yeah, sure.
What kind of terror movie is it?
It's about some kind of alien force that possesses people or something. But it was made in '81. I remember vaguely seeing it way back then, but I don't remember.
And who directed it? Who directed it?
Yeah, who did direct that? That's a.
Was it Andy Davis? Didn't he direct it?
It exactly was. Yes, it was Andy Davis. Yep.
What's he doing these days?
And Adrian Zemed is in it. I mean, what more recommendation do you need?
Well, someone
probably led Rachel Roberts to kill herself.
No, it's a maniacal killer in the forest. That's right. That's what it is. It's the three young campers. They're out having a weekend.
It's the old classic.
Right. Yeah, and it came out '83. I'm sorry, but. Yeah, you're right. It's Andrew Davis, and maybe he's working on The Final Terror 2 now. Maybe that's what he's up to.
I hope that he's working on the director's cut of Still Little, Still Big, but okay.
Yeah, there you go.
If a lesser director made his name known by directing The Final Terror, he would be run out of town. He would be the fugitive today.
Oh, man.
Guys, we don't... This is all off the cuff. All off the cuff. We don't write this in advance.
I'm tired of being under siege from all these jokes.
The only good Steven Seagal movie.
Didn't he direct Code of Silence? I was trying to work in Joe.
No, that's a good. And as far as Chuck Norris is concerned, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, we got the Little Rascals from 20 years ago. I just remember that being horrible. The less said,
Penelope Spheris.
Yeah.
How far?
What was she thinking? What the hell was she thinking doing that? I don't understand.
Well, I guess she got tired of eking out like a meager living, so she decided to just go ahead and sell out by doing that.
But she did Wayne's World, though. She did
Wayne's World and Beverly Hillbillies. She did Beverly Hillbillies as well, right?
Yeah, but I mean, let me ask you this: was there ever a decline of Western Civilization Part 3?
Yeah, it was called The Little Rascals.
Very good, very good.
No, but all right, never.
I don't think there was. There was just one and two.
But she talked about it for a long time, though. It was like it was in the works and I've never, I'd love to see if it was made. I'd love to see it.
She was an interesting filmmaker in the '80s, though. You have to give her credit for some of those movies.
She was awesome. She was Suburbia? I mean,
Suburbia and The Boys Next Door was great.
She's
in
the Corman doc. She's in Corman's World, talking about.
Yeah, she has to be in that.
Well, what about Kindergarten Cop? We can. That's coming out. Kindergarten Cop.
Adam, if I can quote Charlton Heston from True Lies, these aren't lifting up my skirt.
I was watching True Lies right before we started the show tonight. I shit you not. And,
what channel was it on?
And the Charlton Heston scene had just come on when we started the show.
That's the most important line in the movie.
It's HBO On Demand. And I was watching it, I was thinking, man, what a fun movie. James Cameron will never make a fun movie again.
Never. And not if we got 3 Avatar sequels to look forward to. Never.
Yes, that's true.
Well, Bring It On, I say, because that's another one that's coming out. Bring It On with Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, my God, I love that movie.
That is such a good movie. The first one. I've never seen the 20 sequels, but the first one is so funny.
It is.
So funny and so just, like, really tongue-in-cheek. And, she did that movie and The Virgin Suicides in 1 year, and she never had to...
yeah, that's right. Were they did she do Dick that movie Dick? Was that?
No, that was a year before. But
okay,
Dick was just
so,
okay,
that
hang
was
on.
such a funny
Say
movie.
that again, so I could put that right next to I Like Sex. Hang on.
I knew that was coming. It's hard to say. It's hard to say that title without getting some kind of joke. Bring It On is hilarious. Great cast. I mean, everybody in that cast is amazing. Like
Superb.
Alicia Dushku's in it, and who's that? Jesse Bradford? Is it Jesse Bradford?
Jesse Bradford and Gabrielle Union is in it, who we interviewed for another movie many years after that. But
just a hilarious film. I mean, like if you haven't seen Bring It On and you want like a really, really good time, I mean, that's the one.
That's one of those interviews I wish I had prepared for, the Gabrielle Union interview. Because
why? What happened in it?
I was completely not expecting her to start talking about how she was raped. So here I am.
Yeah, that was,
like talking about movies and movie making and what drew you to this movie. And she said, well, I was raped. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
I think I said something like, oh, shit.
Yeah. It's hard to segue out of that, really.
Yes, I can see that.
Well, we have Operation Petticoat, if you want to go back to the 1950s. That's the 1959 Tony Curtis.
That's the Pink Submarine movie.
Yes, Blake Edwards directed it.
David Niven's in that, isn't he?
It's Cary Grant.
Cary Grant, that's right. Yes.
Oh, okay. Why am I thinking? Was there a TV series though based on that came out years later though?
There was. They did it in the 70s as a TV series, but I remember watching that.
Dick Sargent's in it too.
Yeah, it's
Dick
the movie
Sargent,
where
Marion Ross.
Can we say what it's about?
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what it's about?
It's the USS Sea Tiger is on its last legs until the handsome skipper, Cary Grant, and his ingenious, if slightly unethical, junior officer scavenges the parts and supplies needed to put the sub back into action.
And they end up painting the sub pink. That's the big thing about it.
That's the official on the
It's not a very good movie.
I don't remember it being that impressed by it, but I know it got a lot of critical favor back in the day, so I thought it'd be worth mentioning for whatever reason. But anyway, we can move on to this coming Tuesday, which we have Bad Words is coming out, which I missed that, unfortunately. And that's the Jason Bateman directorial debut, which I want to catch up to that.
You liked that, didn't you, Jerry? You thought that was pretty good, didn't you, Jerry? Is Jerry gone?
Uh-oh.
God, let me look at the switchboard. He might have just put the phone down. Yeah, I watched that. I like that. It was good.
All right.
Well, one of my favorites of the 1980s, and I don't know how you guys feel about this, is coming out via Shout Factory on Tuesday, and that is A Southern Comfort, directed by Walter Hill when he was at his prime. Yeah, that I'm excited about.
That's a great movie. One of my favorite movies of the 80s, for sure.
Me too, for sure. And that's good stuff. So could not recommend that more for anybody who hasn't seen that. Got the Jodorowsky's Dune is coming out.
Good.
That's one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
Good
is that
stuff,
the Tuesday?
Sure.
Is that Tuesday?
That's coming this Tuesday, yes.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, I got that. Got Radio Days, the Woody Allen, of course, from '87. That's a limited edition, Twilight Time, and we have. Here's a movie I wonder if you guys have ever seen it. I saw it. It's pretty disturbing, actually. It's from 1973, called The Baby, directed by Ted Post, who directed, I think, Magnum Force in the same year. It's about this social worker who discovers this adult who has been never been socialized, and he's like actually still in a crib at the age of like 35 or something, and so it's a very bizarre film if you have not seen it.
Is it done like a horror movie or something?
It is a horror film. Yes, it's a horror film, and it has a big twist ending at the end, which I will not reveal, of course. But if you haven't seen it, look, seek it out. Ruth Roman is it? She was a star. She was a big actress in the 50s.
Yeah,
and she was on the Andrea Doria. She got her claim to fame because she survived the Andrea Doria when it crashed into the Stockholm, the ship. She was on that whole thing, and then she she had a small career, but that kind of catapulted her, and she had a lot of bit parts and things. But anyway, it's Ted Post, the guy that made Magnum Force, the Dirty Harry film. He directed it in the same year. And if you haven't seen it, look it up, because it's very, very interesting, to say the least. But it's coming out on Blu Ray on Tuesday. And also Point Blank, which you guys discussed that recently, and that's coming. Nymphomaniac 1 and 2, I know you guys talked about that already. And the 1960 version of The Time Machine is on its way.
Well, the better version of The Time Machine. But wait, Nymphomaniac Part 1 and 2? I would. Laura should just refund my money for on demand for watching that. I wish.
I thought it was fine.
Oh, I thought it sucked. I'm sorry. No, that movie's an insult, and that movie is an insult to any. That movie just was pretentious beyond all belief. I love Melancholia. I think Melancholia was one of my favorite movies of the year it was released. But this movie was just.
Well, let me just be more clear. I like the first part better than the second, but I thought the first part was funny and interesting.
The first part, that's the one with Uma, right? The first part. Yeah. That's definitely the funnier part. The second part is just like. And the ending, I'm sorry, if you didn't know that was the ending, you're an idiot. That was, I thought, set up very early on. I mean, that movie just sucked. I mean, I'm sorry, that movie just... That movie sucked.
Mixed. Let's just say mixed. It's like, for
me... But it's still better than Antichrist. I'll give it that.
I liked it better than Antichrist as well. But it wasn't as good as
I'd rather get high and drunk with the Antichrist, but okay, never mind.
Well, who could forget the what was it, the Crocodile on the Loose film, Lake Placid? So that's coming out.
Who can forget
via
that?
Scream Factory.
Wait, and it had so many sequels. Sci-Fi keeps showing these sequels. I did not know that the Crocodile and his spawn had so many stories to tell.
Exactly. Well, Scream Factory's putting that one out, and then we've got Twilight Time putting out the 1950 version of Born Yesterday. So I never did bother to see that remake. I don't know if any of you guys saw that.
I don't think anybody went.
I don't think anyone really cared. I mean,
I actually find the original to be kind of dull. Like I don't even with Judy Holliday, I'm like she's good in it, but the story isn't that great. You know.
I just don't care either way. Either version, I really could care less. I mean,
I don't know what it is about that story that's survived, but
moving right along to the following week, we have, and here's another early 80s HBO staple, Deadly Eyes, I think directed by Robert Klaus, and he's, I think, same guy that directed Enter the Dragon, maybe, I believe, but it's the one about the giant the rats that are on the loose or something, and I remember it, but
oh wow, okay, holy shit.
It was
Sam Groom and Scatman Crothers and Sarah Botsford. So there's your stars. But
Scatman Crothers. You want to hear my Scatman Crothers impression?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Hello? Anybody here? Hello?
Beautiful.
Great.
Oh, man.
Awesome. Well, we have a double feature of Face Off and Snake Eyes, 2 for the price of 1 there. So,
more crazy Nicolas Cage than you can shake a stick at.
Yes, absolutely. And we have that. And let's see, we have the Lara Croft double feature. That will be Tomb Raider and Cradle of Life on the same disc. So, anyway.
Moving right along.
Moving right along, exactly. Kino has gotten a deal. Kino Releasing has licensed, I think they've signed some kind of agreement with MGM. They're getting some of their titles now, and they're going to be issuing the 1955 version of Marty, the one that won Best Picture with Borgnine, of course. It's Patty Chayefsky, and they're going to be putting that one out on the 15th. And then we have
I tell you what, I'd really like to see the Marty with Rod Steiger and Nancy Marchand. I'd like to see the TV Marty.
It's out there. You can find it. You can look for it. But it's Rio 2 is on its way for anybody that's interested. And this is pretty good, I think. Scanners, the Cronenberg film, is Criterion has chosen to issue this, which is kind of an interesting choice for them, I think. But maybe not, because they did Videodrome a couple of years back. But anyway, I'm sure that transfer should be really good and everything. So, And we have Under the Skin, which is making its way.
No, I can't. I'm looking forward to that. I just watched that this past week, and I thought it was amazing.
It's a great movie. I mean, it's not for everybody, and it shouldn't be for everybody. I don't believe everything, but it's a great, great, great movie. It's just like, it's a very disturbing movie, and that's what I like about it. Visually, directorially, it was something just felt like incredibly fresh and new, and I was thrilled with it. But I would like to see it on Blu-ray, see it a lot clearer.
Sure looks good, I have no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But this is interesting. I'm sure this will bring up some discussion. Destroy All Monsters. Remember the 60s Godzilla entry with where we had basically all of them? Yeah,
it has all of them. But this is new for Blu-ray?
Yeah, supposedly. It's the
I
first
thought
time ever.
because I have a VHS of this, but I mean, okay, so it's new for Blu-ray. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we should be Is there anything new on the Blu-ray? Is it just a transfer from the VHS, I guess, or the DVD?
I think it's a new transfer, from what I'm understanding, but I don't know if that makes it any better. But
it doesn't. I mean, it's a you know what? I want to say this right now because everyone talks about reboots and everything, like they're doing. No series ever rebooted itself more than the original Godzilla series. All right, this didn't work. Okay, let's reboot it.
That's true. I mean, like he would die at the end of some of them, right?
He would come back, but this guy, this monster, this kid.
They were kind of rebooting things before that even way before it even became a term.
Even they were rebooting stuff. So, we talk about continuity and all this thing about continuity. These guys at Toho,
they didn't care about that stuff.
They didn't continuity. Oh, wait,
but that really goes for like a lot of. Doesn't that go for a lot?
We gotta keep the lights on. Let's reboot.
Hey, doesn't that go for like a lot of those things like Zatoichi and stuff like that? Like,
I mean, these guys had us beat. I mean, we make this.
They would totally kill the person off.
Yeah, they were like, hey, wait, we gotta make rent payments. Kill him. Reboot.
We should do that. We should do that more often. Like, we should just kill Spider-Man in the next movie and just bring him back. Like, that's all right. He's still alive.
Because you're absolutely right, though, because the Japanese, especially with that first, if you want to call it that Godzilla series from 54 to, I guess, 75 or 76, they rebooted more times than anyone would ever want to admit. That would put Sony to shame right now with what they've done.
Yeah, we should really take a little page from their history and do that more often.
Okay, Adam, what else we got?
Well, Criterion is issuing the Essential Jacques Demy, which has a good sampling of his films. I'm kind of salivating for this, to be honest, guys. It's got Lola, Bay of Angels, Umbrellas of Cherbourg, Young Girls of Rochefort, Donkey Skin, and Un Chambre en Ville. And you have audio, DTS Master Audio on Umbrellas of Cherbourg, Young Girls of Rochefort, Donkey Skin, and Un Chambre en Ville. So anyway, that should be interesting.
What did you just say?
That's awesome.
I'm trying to.
Bay of Angels, such a good movie.
Un Chambre en Ville is what. I'm probably mangling that. So you just have to overlook me there. But anyway,
I understood Donkey Skin. That I got.
That was where it ended there. But but it's got tons of documentaries here. Lots of it's got archival audio recordings of interviews with Demy and Michael Legrand and Catherine Deneuve and just tons of stuff here. So. Anyway, if you're a fan of Jacques Demy, I would say this is something to get excited about. So, just thought I would mention that one for sure. And then we were talking about Kino a while ago that has licensed some of these MGM titles, and I don't know how you guys feel about this one. I'm a fan of it. The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes, Billy Wilder's 1970s.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I finally watched that for the first time a couple of years ago, and after years of hearing about it, and I was really impressed with it. It was one of the best Sherlock Holmes movies out there. Not necessarily because of the mystery that's in it, but just as a sort of fascinating take, on the character. It was really good, and I thought it was really sometimes kind of funny and very different for Billy Wilder, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's a heartbreaking story. I'm sure you guys know it, about how the film was mangled by the distributor. And
well, that's a lot of his films from that period on. I mean,
is this the full? So this is the fullest version of it, because it does have a lot of cuts out there that are
well, the fullest
different.
version they can. To my knowledge, the fullest version they've been able to find is the 2-hour and 5-minute cut. They have the video portion of one of the segments that was excised with no audio, and then they have the audio with no video on the other segment. So they have stills that they use to represent what was going on, so you can kind of see what was intended.
What they intended.
Yeah, but apparently it was really. They said that Billy Wilder just never got over it, because he put all of his heart and soul. It was a 4-year endeavor to get it made. He made it, and it played for 2 weeks and was gone.
Mm-hmm.
They chopped it down to 2 hours, 5 minutes, threw it in a handful of theaters in New York City, I think, and that was it, and it was gone. And it was just all the work that he had put into it was just, it was supposed to be a roadshow, type of extravaganza, but by that time those kind of movies were on the way out. So it's a real tragedy that the elements of this film haven't survived. So
it was a weird combination too, because it was a movie that was very frankly portrays Sherlock Holmes' homosexuality in it, and something that probably a lot of Sherlock Holmes fans didn't ever even consider. So it's kind of like a weird combination of like something that should have been popular, but then when they go and see it, it's like, this isn't the Sherlock Holmes I wanted,
Yeah.
Here's
one for you.
The first time I watched my first episode of that Sherlock TV series last night, and I was like, oh God, I don't want to see this. But it was a friend of mine, it's at their house, and so I was kind of forced to. And it's really inventively done, like inventively visualized. And it's odd how they do that series. There are 3 episodes per season, and each episode is an hour and a half long. It's an odd thing, but it does feel like a movie, like a movie within an episode, and it's really well done. But I won't be watching any more of them because that just doesn't interest me. Okay, Adam, go ahead.
I was going to say, The Legend of Billie Jean. I'm sure you guys remember this one.
Yeah.
All anybody remembers is her haircut and the song.
Invincible
Pat
Benatar
song. Yeah.
We can afford to be innocent. Look.
Yeah.
I know a girl that lives and dies by this movie. Like it's her anthem. This movie.
Really?
So it's still special in the hearts of some people, I guess. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're calling it the Fair is Fair edition. So.
The what edition?
The Fair is Fair edition. I'm not sure.
Can we go back to Destroy All Monsters?
Yeah, well, we can go over to Heaven is for Real. That's coming.
Oh God!
My
please,
God!
Stop it!
Please,
right, Adam, go to the good stuff. Adam, go to the good stuff, please.
All right. Well, what about the 1997 version of Insomnia? That's coming out via Criterion. So.
That's a good. Well, wait. Blu-ray though. Criterion Blu-ray. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Blu-ray.
No, we're talking about the original.
Yeah.
The Norwegian version.
Yeah.
The Norwegian. Yeah,
that's the really good one. That's the one I really like.
Yeah, that's on the way. And so is Sabotage, the Schwarzenegger film. But anyway, I don't know if you want to discuss that or not.
Sabotage? Was that something that he just came out with?
He just came out with that. That was in March.
Who would have envisioned the day that he could come out with a movie and it would absolutely make no waves
nobody would know
whatsoever.
about it. Yeah. You know, I was interested in seeing that because that had the single most violent trailer I've ever seen before in my life. Every single shot of that trailer, somebody was getting shot in the head. Now, it was a red band trailer. And there was an F word in every frame and blood splattering from someone's head in every frame of that preview for 2 minutes. So I was like, wow, they've sold me.
Expendables 3 is PG-13.
Boy, that's...
I know.
So they really tried to say, hey, this is going to be the most violent, horrible movie that you've ever seen, and nobody went to go see it.
Sabotage is a David Ayers movie, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. End of Watch. Yeah.
Well, we also have the, and I'm not sure if this is the miniseries or the edited film version of Shogun, but Paramount's putting that out as well. So, they did try to release that theatrically overseas in like a 2-hour and 5-minute version, but I'm assuming it's probably.
How do you do that?
I'm not sure. I never attempted to watch that, so the truncated version. So, but anyway, the following week, and this will be the last week in July, we have. The Big Chill. Criterion is going to be issuing The Big Chill, the Castle film, of course, yeah. Going to be doing that. And we were talking, I heard you guys talking about Herzog earlier, and Shout Factory is going to be releasing a massive Herzog box. And it's going to have Even Dwarfs Started Small, Land of Silence and Darkness, Aguirre, The Wrath of God, The Enigma of Caspar Hauser, Heart of Glass, Strozak, Wojciech, Nosferatu, Fitzcarraldo, Ballad of the Little Soldier, Where the Green Ants Dream, Cobra Verde, Lessons of Darkness, Little Dieter Needs to Fly, and My Best Fiend. So all in one box.
Now that is a great box set.
That's an amazing box set. How much is that going for?
That's $149 is what they're.
Boy, that's a deal.
Oh, that's a better deal than the Spielberg one. My God.
Yeah. That's an amazing deal. And most of those movies, at least the ones I've seen, I think there's about 3 or 4 of them I haven't seen, but most of those movies are great.
They're superb.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Now that's a real box set. That's worth selling out the money for. I mean,
you will have to buy my box set. It is good for you.
Does anybody
it is better deal than that hack Spielberg.
Well, it is true. Yes. Does anybody remember this John Vernon film from 1983 called Curtains? It used to turn up on HBO. It's another one of those. And
Yeah.
I
do remember. I remember the logo for it for some reason. But is it a mystery movie?
Yeah, this group of women gather for a weekend casting call, some kind of secluded mansion or something, and he's searching for the perfect woman to play the role of some crazed character or something. And anyway, it has Samantha Eggar in it as well. And again, it's been probably 30 years since I've seen it. It came out in '83, but anyway, Synapse is putting out Curtains. And,
so it's like so July is the month to go through all of John Vernon's movies from Point Blank all the way to Curtains.
That's true. Well, we have 2 other titles worth mentioning. One is, I don't know about this one. It's a mixed bag. Noah, of course, and the other one will be Twin Peaks: The Entire Mystery. Which
that would be that would be actually everything you mentioned. That would be the big one.
Yeah. And there is one more. The Woodstock 45th anniversary of the film, the Michael Wadley film, I guess.
Oh, wow.
45 years.
That's pretty amazing, too. I'd like to have that.
Yeah, that is. Actually, the last 2 you mentioned are probably the most important ones.
Yeah. And the Herzog, I think. I mean, come on. But,
don't forget about Southern Comfort now. That's
one of Walter Hill's best films. One of Walter Hill's best films.
And Point Blank.
One of my favorite songs.
Point Blank is definitely John Borman's and Lee Marvin. That's just an iconic film.
Those would be the
Southern
5
Comfort
that I would.
Is one of my favorite songs by Conway Twitty. Let me just say.
All right, there you go.
Well, that takes care of July, and just give you a teaser for August. Phantom of the Paradise is on its way to Blu-ray and via Scream Factory, so we'll talk about that more next month, I guess. But anyway, it's a little teaser there. So anyway, I guess that wraps it up.
All right.
Wow, good stuff.
Another great Blu-ray segment. Man, they really raid the vaults. You know, I'm all of these little niche Blu-ray distributors. They really find some unique buried titles. You know, and so you know it makes you look at some of the bigger movies that might not yet be on Blu-ray, and you're thinking, yeah, but something like Curtains or the Final Terror is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it makes me wonder, though, what are they doing to make it? Are they really going through and cleaning these things up, or are they just?
I doubt
transferring
it.
Transferring a DVD release to Blu-ray. You know, is that all there is?
I think it's all about. I think for the niche places, by and large, I mean there are exceptions, I'm sure, but it's about building inventory, library. You know. Mm-hmm. But you know, something like Clean and Sober, which is Warner Brothers, that's not even available on Warner Brothers On Demand. Their website. I wish that would come out. But
yeah,